Hello. Hi, Terry. Terry, what did you think of the Ask Me Anything the other day in the community? You've been to quite a few of them, right? So I'd love to know your thoughts because what's really interesting to me is how um, just the messaging that Dr. Gross shares. I think it's so powerful. And that's what stood out to me when I first interviewed him for my podcast in December or November of 2024. I was just so amazed by all the things he was saying. He really helped expose the broken system and what's happening in healthcare and how all of this happened. So I learned so much from him. And it's really interesting because physicians, um, the whole functional medicine movement that's happening, a lot of doctors are just really sick and tired of the way that big pharma or healthcare has controlled the narrative. It's really ruining medicine, actually. And so many of us are really sick of that. So I'd love to, yeah, good information. Yeah, you know what? So Terry, I was going to tell you that you posted in a section. I'm going to talk to you about it, but yeah, I'm going to put your post in the general, and I want to create some conversation around that. Ask Me Anything. Now that we posted it yesterday, I had to wait till we posted it so women who weren't able to attend live could watch it, so that they could be a part of the conversation. Really, really amazing. So I love that. Hi, Carolyn. Beth, hi, how are you? And then Beth, are you in the community? I feel like you are. And if you are, did you watch the Ask Me Anything that we had on Tuesday with Dr. Jeff Gross? Because it was pretty amazing. Did you watch that, or were you? I don't remember if you were there live. Not everybody shows their video, and I don't remember who's there. And I'm moderating the whole process, so I'm not always remembering, or I do check, I think, to make sure everybody gets in. But then at that point, we just go. You did not get a chance. Okay, I really recommend that you listen. Dr. Jeff Gross is pretty amazing. Let me just share some information, one piece of information that I've been sharing since my conversation with him a few months ago that's shocking. The ideal levels for cholesterol is in between 200 and 240. That's ideal. That is where for most people, ideally to be in that level, because cholesterol is actually what makes our hormones. It's the precursor. If you're going to bake a cake, you need flour, eggs, sugar. Cholesterol is one of the ingredients that creates hormones, steroid sex hormones. Cholesterol helps to make estradiol and all the other steroid sex hormones. So we actually need cholesterol. What happened is the drug companies, if we stay at the 240 mark, then only 10% of the population could be marketed to for a medication, for a statin. Only 10%. If we lower that number to 220, now 30% of the population could be marketed to. And it was lowered to 220 at one point. They then got it to be lowered down as the high range to be at 200. And when that happened, 50% of the population would be in the category to be recommended a statin. It is the number one prescribed medication in America. And we actually need cholesterol to make our hormones. So there is just so much control that took place. It was profit incentivized. And now that we're raising awareness and shedding light to all this, we can actually go in and have conversations with our physicians, find studies that support what it is we're learning, and make better decisions for ourselves when it comes to our healthcare. In the bone health world, same thing. In the 1990s, the word osteopenia was developed. And when that word was developed in 1992, 50% of the women over age 50 could be in a category of lower bone density than it was when we were in our 30s. Well, professional athletes don't even play past their 30s because they're not as strong as they were. We peak in our 30s. So do our bones. It doesn't mean that what's happening isn't natural. It doesn't mean that what's happening means we're going to break. So much there. Please listen to that, Beth. Yeah. And you know what, Terry? So many are 200. I just had a conversation with one of the ladies I'm working with, running labs with her. And her doctor not only put her on one statin, they put her on the other one. So now she's on two. And ironically, well, that's a whole other topic. There's just so much behind that. So anyway, learn. Education is queen. The more you know, the more educated discussions you can have with your physicians, the more you can be involved in your care, which is what my goal is to empower and educate so that you can make choices that are right for you. So that's the goal. Let me put my glasses on because there's some chatter that I cannot see without glasses. Um, yeah. Okay, good. Perfect. All right, ladies, anything in particular you'd like to ask me about? This week has been quite a week for me when it comes to yoga. Some weeks more than others, I just seem to be on a roll, on a tear. I'm going to tell you that there's definitely been some stronger physical practices that I've been teaching, and today I'm sure will be along the same suit. So, any questions you have before I go back there to teach? For anyone watching this recorded, which most people do, I might only have about 10 watching it live and hundreds that watch it recorded. Stronger Bones Lifestyle is my community where I bring in experts, where I share the information like I just did now on a deeper level. $27 a month. You could join through my website. I have a live cooking class every month in there, and I do a lot of food-based stuff in there. And actually, ladies, Beth and Terry, starting in September 2025 on Monday the 1st, I believe it is the 1st, yes, we're going to be doing weekly challenges. So I'm going to have a weekly challenge. Some will be more challenging than others. You may bring on a challenge every week that you like, or find one at the beginning of the month and stay with it for 30 days. So it's going to be up to you. And this is habit stacking. It's a lifestyle. There's over 100 causes of bone loss. And so bringing in different habits, finding one, bringing it in, and then sticking with that. It's what's worked for me since I started on this journey, probably around 214 in the functional medicine space, learning to eat this, to not eat that, to do this, to do that. And if I look at my journey all these years later, I see the different habits that I adopted along the way and the things that I let go of that no longer served me to be the healthiest, strongest version of myself as I get along in this life. All right, no more questions. Okay. There's been a lot of information lately about the benefits of squatting. So I would like to clear my space for a second. Okay. All right, perfect. So the research is showing that squatting, deep squatting, especially if you do it correctly, where you do it in your hip joint and not in your spine, that it's actually more beneficial than many other forms of exercise. And what the research shows us, or what it's saying, is there's a couple of different things. There's two things I hear over and over. So you decide what works for you. One of them is to get up every hour and to do 10 squats, that it is as effective or more effective than doing a rigorous workout. The other thing I hear is to shoot for a certain number per day, aim for a certain number per day. So the number 20 has been thrown around. And then the other thing that matters is the depth of the squat that you do. So I'd like us to do that right now. And I'm going to guide you through a couple of aspects, and then you're going to find what it is that you can do, what you could do right now, and then build upon that. So the first thing I'd like to say is this: the squat. So take your legs wide and have your toes out to the sides. This is called a little external rotation. It gives a little bit more space in the joint. One thing I want you to be careful of is that you don't let your knees go in when you come down. So keep pushing your knees out to the side. And then if that doesn't feel good, don't do the pushing out to the side, do the straight ahead. So we all have different bodies, different joints. We have to find what works for us. We have to choose the pain-free way so that we'll actually do it. Typically for most bodies, pushing your legs out to the side is activating the side body and the back body. So this is the squat position here. The other thing that's important is that your body weight goes back, not straight down. So you don't want this to be a knee movement where the knees are going down and forward. You want this to be a hip joint movement. So my knees are not really moving much yet until I get lower. And then the other thing is, if you imagine that you are closing a drawer with your tushy, think of that, you're pushing your tushy back. So that's one thing. And then the depth at which you go down is up to you. So you may start doing your squats and maybe going here feels like this is appropriate for you. So try this, go down as far as it feels appropriate. If you are able to go all the way down and come all the way back up, try that. So only if you're able to do that. The other thing you could do is have a chair there and sit down on a chair and get up from a chair, sit down on a chair and get up. So if you are able to go all the way down, you could try that. I find that bringing my hands forward for counterbalance is very helpful. Now, 20 was the goal that they said. I usually for myself do 10 because I find 10 is pretty intense, especially if I go all the way down. And could I do 20? Yeah, probably. I probably could do 20, and I want to make sure that I don't aggravate my hip joints. This is my hip replacement side. This is my natural hip. I want to slowly and surely explore where to go. So let's go over what it is about the squats. Try to do either a number a day where you're going to commit to 5, 10, 20. So pick a number a day. That would be one thing to think about. Or you choose the frequency where you do 5 every hour, or you get up every hour and do 3, whatever it is. It's your practice. And the other thing is that our bones and muscles are present moment judgmental. Especially the bones, they are noticing in this moment, what do I need? In this moment, what do I need? In this moment, what's been asked of me? Present moment and judgmental. So it may be that you do more throughout the day. It may be that you do a certain number per day. So that's one thing. The other thing is you want to be in that proper form. So the legs are wide, toes are out to the side, pushing your body weight when you go back. Then for you, how far down do you go? Do you just go to a chair? Do you go a little bit? Are you just getting this movement into your body? Are you able to go all the way down and come all the way back up? The slower you go, the harder it is. The faster you go, the more cardio it is. Your practice, you decide. The thing is that squat, that position in your body, really, really important for healthy aging, for the hip complex, for fracture prevention, for strength in your body. So do the squat challenge. And it could be whatever you choose. It's either going to be the number per day, a number per hour. It's going to be even doing 1 every hour. It's going to be the depth at which you do it in. Whatever it is, start to bring this into your life. I will tell you that the number one movement I bring into my life often is a squat. And it's not always methodical. I don't always have a certain timing or number around it. I always do it. Even when I'm getting dressed and putting on makeup, I will maybe come into a squat when I'm putting my mascara on. If I'm heating up my tea, I may come into a squat. Sometimes I even cook in a squatted position. If I have the stove in front of me, I push my tushy back like I'm closing a drawer, and I will cook. Or watching the sunset the other night, I did goddess, which is also a variation of a squat, right? Squatting into the hips. I did this while I was watching the sunset. Then I added heel lifts. I added arms for upper body, or both at the same time. The point is that we do something all the time, every day. And that adds up. You get stronger. And the studies are showing that that is really one of the most valuable ways to keep your body strong, especially lower body. So important for fall and fracture prevention and healthy aging. So I'd like you to try that and see what that is like for you. And we will be doing this in my community, Stronger Bones Lifestyle. So in the Stronger Bones Lifestyle community, that will definitely be in the challenge world, because that is, the studies are showing that that is what is giving us so much benefit, is the squat. So this practice today, we're going to do core and posture, because there's been a lot of talk about weighted vests, and weighted vests being really good for spinal health. It's a question I get often from women, should I wear a weighted vest? And I would like to say that if you have a perfectly aligned spine, a weighted vest, I don't use one, but maybe if that's something you want to do, you could. I notice that most people don't understand posture and are either in a forward movement throughout the day often or are just not aware of posture. So today's practice, we will do core and spinal work, a lot of awareness around this. So go ahead and get your props. You're going to need a blanket, a strap, and a block. So a blanket and a strap and a block is something you're going to need. And of course a mat. And then gather whatever it is you need for the practice. Then bringing yourself onto the ground, let's do a gentle stretch right behind our heart. And let's see what that's like to do a gentle stretch behind our heart with a blanket. Now, it may look like it's nothing, and I want you to try this because this is the part of the spine we need to manipulate. And so take your blanket and fold your blanket. If you have a blanket like this, probably thirds would be good to fold the blanket in thirds. And then place the blanket. The blanket is going to go underneath this part of your body, your heart. You want to have the upper body, the upper back, no blanket, and the lower back, no blanket. And this will go right behind your heart. So come to sit on your tushy, and when you lower down, make sure that you're lengthened in the front of your spine. Knees bent is always a good idea when you're manipulating your spine. And then let the blanket be behind your head. And then let your body rest on the floor. Keep your knees bent. Walk your feet a little closer. And then take your arms out to the side. Lift your head, lengthen your neck here. So this here, I already feel this. I feel this in my underarms. I feel this in my chest. You want the blanket behind your heart. You can move in side to side to make sure that you come into a place where you feel an appropriate stretch. And then if the low back is not happy, walking your feet back closer to your pelvis, wider than your body, and letting your knees fall in towards each other, that will give you a little bit more freedom in your low back. Lift your head, lengthen your neck. Your arms are out to the side, and where you're going to feel this is in the chest area, the shoulders, the armpits. So bring your awareness and notice what you notice. Close your mouth, breathe in and out through your nose. And then if you can slide your arms a little higher, let your hands move away from your body a little more. Come into a place where you actually feel the stretch. And then keep your eyes closed, and I want you to bring your awareness to your neck. Noticing if you feel a stretch either along the sides of the neck or the back of the neck all the way up to the base of the skull. So as we manipulate the middle spine, the upper spine is going to feel that tension as we're trying to add this back bend into our spine. So noticing here what you notice. And then if it is on one side, noticing that pattern is also important, because if you have scoliosis, whether you know you do or you don't, or if you have one side of your body you use more often, maybe tighter. So usually the dominant hand side is where most people notice that there's more tension on that side. So just pay attention to that, just to notice for yourself. And then bring your awareness now down to the lower back. That's the next part of the spine. You may notice something. Notice if there is a sensation, and walking the feet as close as you can get them to the pelvis may be enough to give you some relief in the pelvis. If it's really not comfortable, you could push your feet into the floor, lift your pelvis, tilt your pelvis back, and then put the top edge of your pelvis onto the ground. and see if that makes it go a little bit easier, a little less tension. And then notice if there is sensation or tension, is it one side more than the other? And typically the back body, when we talk about spinal strength for posture, which then supports balance for fall prevention and fracture prevention, the back of the body diagonally works together. So if your right upper side is tighter, or the right side of your body is tighter, it's the left lower side of the back that is what supports the right upper side of the back. It's a diagonal pattern. So just as diagnostics, self-diagnostics here, noticing in your own body if that is what you're noticing or experiencing. Mouth is closed, breathing in and out through your nose. And then breathe to your heart. You have the blanket behind your chest. So if you breathe into the heart and back to where the blanket is, that'll cause a rebound and a stretch in the chest area, the part of the spine we're manipulating with this blanket. And then breathe in, breathe back behind your heart. And now breathe to the lower back. So breathe in, breathe down your spine, breathe to your lower back. And the bigger you breathe, down to the lower back, down to the back of the tailbone area or the top of the pelvis, you'll feel pressure created there. Hopefully some kind of relief if you're feeling any tension. And just noticing if you're able to get the breath there, get your awareness there. And then finish the breath you're on. Take a few more breaths like this. And then let the breath go. Bring your awareness now up to your head. Lift your head up and tuck your chin towards your chest so your back neck comes nice and long. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly let your head move in one direction. Inhale back up to center. And exhale to let your head move in the other direction. Noticing if you feel more stretch in one side versus the other, going all the way to your end range of motion so you do feel a stretch, stretching the muscles that hold your head on top of your body, important postural muscles that are up the back of the body, attached to the back of your skull to help support your posture when you sit, when you stand, when you move. And then finish the movement you're on. Do one more to each direction. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Go ahead and start to bring some movement into your body. So start to move the hands, move the feet. And then keep your eyes closed. Let's explore if you're able to come into a fully stretched position with the blanket behind your back. This is called spinal extension or a supported back bend. It's small, but you still want to move with awareness. If your eyes are closed, you'll be able to see without your eyes, which is actually more of a feeling sensation on what's appropriate. One leg at a time goes straight, and then the arms go overhead. Just noticing here, how does this feel for your body? And then if you point your fingers and point your toes above head, you're going to be in the front of your body. Really point the toes strongly, push the heels into the floor. You'll feel the tops of the feet stretch. Then spread your legs so they're about body distance, pointing your toes away from you. You may feel the belly stretch. Then if you try to pull the lower ribs away from the pelvis by reaching the rib cage up a little higher, you'll feel the belly stretch. See if you can experience that. Take an inhale here. Now let's flex the feet. So reach through the heels of the feet. You'll start to feel the calves stretch. Push your legs into the floor, pull your toes towards your face, and reach through your heels. And then flex the hands so that the heels of the hands are reaching overhead. The fingers are out to the sides. Now you're on the inner part of the arm and you're in the back of the legs. You're stretching the wrist area, the forearm area, and you're stretching the heel, the feet, and the calves. Push your legs into the floor. This will help relieve the low back. Push your belly button to your spine. Reach through the heels of the hands, reach through the heels of your feet. Breathe to your belly. And take one more breath. And then go ahead and bend your knees. Open up your eyes. When we keep our eyes closed, when we practice, we actually feel. It's a really great way to stay safe in your body is to keep your eyes closed when you practice. And especially times when you're on the ground where you're not worried about falling, because the eyes play a role in balance. Let's come on to our side and cradle your head in your arm. Your eyes play a very important role in balance. So closing your eyes when you're on the ground or close to the ground is a great way to start to let your body strengthen balance without the visual field. And then of course, when you're standing, closing your eyes, practicing balance is only once you start to get pretty strong with your balance. You don't want to do that if balance is a real struggle, because the visual section of balance is pretty important. And then here, to protect our spine, you want to push away strongly with muscles and bring yourself up. So that's called a supported back bend, and we need more opening in our body. Let's come on to kneeling. So take your blanket and bring yourself up to kneeling. So we just did a back bend with a prop. Let's try to do a back bend here. These are things you could do throughout your day that's going to support spinal health. It's going to support posture. So you're kneeling here, and I want you to take your hands behind you and clasp your hands. So I'll turn to you to show you what that is like. So you're going to clasp your hands. Take a hold of your hands, clasp your hands. And then when you have your hands clasped, the other thing you want to do is your front shoulders. So right here, your front shoulders. You want to make sure you're not caving forward. So can you pull your shoulders up, back, and down as you clasp your hands? You'll get more narrow across the top part of your chest area. And then push down with your hands and lift up. And you'll feel a really nice stretch in the front of the shoulders, in the chest. Then if the low back is not happy, if the low back went into a sway back position, squeeze the tushy and pull the tushy cheeks down strongly. Activate your core to protect your lower back here when you do this spinal extension, it's called. It's a great thing to do throughout your day to support your balance. If you do this and you try to walk around, you'll see that it actually gives you more confidence and gives you more support when you're walking. And then go ahead and take your hands off. I'd like to give you a couple more to do. So now take your hands, see if you can hold on to your elbows. And if you can't hold on to your elbows, can you hold on to your wrists? And this is very similar to the other spinal extension. Shoulders are forward, up, back, and down. So either holding onto elbows or holding onto wrists. And then letting your hands rest on your back right around the height of your pelvis. And this is also a good thing to try when you're walking. It's good for shoulder health. It's good for posture. It's good to keep you in a nice erect position. So try this when you're walking. Try this when you're standing. And then I'd like to give you another one to do as well. Taking your base of your spine is called your sacrum. It's here embedded in your pelvis. So the top of the pelvis here, and then the sacrum is a triangle bone here, and then you have tailbone here. So if you take the back of your hands and you place the back of the hands on the sacrum and let your elbows be out to the side, you'll feel that stretch in the front of your shoulders, in the chest muscles, in the posture muscles. This is actually a really good thing to do when you're walking. If you have strong balance and you're feeling good about your feet, if you have limber feet and you're really good at articulating your ankles and your feet, this here, hands on the sacrum when you're walking, can be really therapeutic, can also help with hip and knee issues if you have issues there. For those of you that have scoliosis and you know you have scoliosis, if you have one side of your body that is collapsing forward and you know that, one of the ways you would know that is if the back of your shoulder blade wings outward, or if you yourself feel a collapse on one side. Often where that would be experienced would be the front of the shoulder joint. You could take that side, and as you're walking or standing, put that side on your sacrum, the back of the hand on the sacrum, and that's going to stretch the front of that shoulder joint area. So these are things to do for supporting posture. These are standing positions. You could do this in chair. You could move yourself away from the back of the chair. I like to do these when I'm walking because it really helps to take the pressure out of the front of the body, out of the hips and the knees. And it's a way to work on posture while you're walking. Okay, so let's come on to all fours and help to get your joints to settle, the shoulder joint and the hip joint here. And then flatten the feet onto the ground. Flatten your feet onto the ground here. And then I want you to walk your hands so that they're underneath your shoulders. We're going to do something called spinal balance. And spinal balance is actually going to strengthen the back of your body to support posture. The right upper side works with the left lower side. And the left upper side works with the right lower side. So we're going to do a posture. Come up for a second. We're going to do a posture. Move your hands, move your wrists. We're going to do a posture that's going to help to support posture. Now, if wrists bother you and it's really hard to weight bear on your wrists, you could take the front of your mat and roll up the front of your mat so you have less of a bend in your wrist, or invest in wedges that minimize the flexion in the wrist joint. And try not to avoid weight bearing in the wrists if you can. We need strong wrists. We need flexible wrists. So this serves the purpose of supporting the wrist, strengthening the shoulder, strengthening the arm bone, and we're going to be strengthening the back of the body and the posture muscles. So spread your hands, take your hands underneath your shoulders. And then let's take the left leg back and flip the toes under so the toes are bent. And then squeeze and activate that left glute and lift that left leg in the air. The toes are pointing down towards the ground, not out towards the side. Squeeze that left tushy to activate that glute. And then keep your head on line, keep it active, looking forward in front of your mat with your gaze. So your eyes are looking forward in front of you. Then you're going to bring your right arm up off the floor. Now flatten your right toenails into the floor. Don't bend the toes. Flatten the right toenails. Squeeze that left glute. Lift that left leg. Lift that right arm. And now bend the elbow, the right arm. Palm is facing down towards the ground. You're going to inhale to slide your hand up towards the wall in front of you, and exhale, leading with the elbow to move down. Let the elbow be what moves the most. Elbow goes up on the inhale and exhale down. Keep your left leg active, left glute active, left lower back active. Push the belly up towards the spine. You exhale down to your waist. You inhale up. One more exhale down. Inhale. And then bring your hand down, bring your leg down, and bring yourself out to catch your breath. We used a lot of muscles there. You may notice an accelerated heart rate. Close your eyes, catch your breath. Either in a bent knee, low kneeling position, stay high in your kneel if you need, or sit crisscross. Keep your mouth closed, breathe in and out through your nose, and catch your breath. And then go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to come to the other side. So we're working on the back of the body to strengthen the back of the body, working on the wrist, the shoulder, a lot of things. The core is working, the stabilizing muscles along the spine are working here. Now let's go to the other side. Take your right foot back, flip the toes under and push through that heel. And then activate that right tushy. So squeeze the right glute to lift the right leg up. Toes point down towards the ground. Don't let them turn to the side. It's not about how high you lift. And then look forward of your mat to keep your upper back muscles nice and active. Squeeze that glute. And then take the left hand forward and bring the left hand up. Palm is in. Lifting that left hand up, maybe as close to your ear as you can get it. Push the right hand into the floor, the right fingertips into the floor. Make sure the left toenails and the left foot is pressing into the floor. And activate your core, push your belly up towards your spine. And then bend that left elbow, palm faces down towards the ground. Exhale, draw the elbow down towards the waist. Inhale, slide that hand towards the wall in front of you. Exhale down. Inhale forward. Keep active in that right glute, lifting that right leg, exhaling that left elbow back and up. Press the right fingers into the floor, the right hand into the floor. Feel the muscles working, feel this action, feel the back of your body, and keep your head looking forward, even if you close your eyes. Closing the eyes will add an extra challenge for balance here. One more. And then bring yourself down, catch your breath, close your eyes. Feel the heart rate. When the heart rate accelerates, we're using muscles, especially the big muscles. It's the body needing more oxygen to make more energy. Our mitochondria, our energy production cells, are in our muscles. Keep your mouth closed, breathe deeply through your nose. And then go ahead and open your eyes. So hopefully you feel what that was doing, that spinal balance, and it's going to strengthen the back muscles that help to hold you upright. Really important when it comes to posture that we keep the back of our body strong. It's not just about stretching out the front, because the front muscles get tight, the back muscles get detoned, they lose their tone. So just like the mama cat holds the kitten up by the nape of the neck, we're going to come down into ground now and start to strengthen the muscles of the back body that will help to lift you up, lifting you up right here in the back of your body, stimulating all those erector muscle groups so that throughout the day, you keep holding your head on top of your body. Because when the head goes forward, the next part of your spine to follow is the thoracic. And that's what leads to that collapsed postural position. And eventually that becomes hardened spinal muscles. If you start to fracture your spine, they start to harden to protect you, but you cannot, it's hard to move back to that upright position. So let's strengthen those muscles that hold us upright. We're going to come down onto the ground and do some work on the ground. And let's come down onto the ground. So take your blanket and bring your knees to the back part of your blanket. And then take your hands forward, forward, forward. And then bring the forearms onto the ground. Bring your body down onto the ground and push your body back so that your pelvis is on top of your blanket. And then bring the elbows. So bring the elbows right underneath your shoulders. Now, what I noticed when I teach my live classes is the elbows are too close to the body and too wide. So bring the elbows forward. They're directly underneath the shoulders. And bring them close together. Look down at them. There really should only be about 6 to 8 inches between your elbows. And then spread your hands. This is called Sphinx. This is a way to stretch the front of the body. Flatten your toenails on the ground and then push your legs into the ground. The kneecaps will lift off. Spread your hands, push your hands into the floor, push your forearms into the floor. Now push your chest forward and push away from the floor to the point where you actually feel a stretch in the front of your body. A stretch right by the lower ribs, a stretch in the front of your body. Feel that as you push away from the floor, feel that stretch coming into your body. Push down, push your heart forward, push away. Now if your low back is not happy here, squeeze your glutes, push your pubic bone towards the ground, and that'll help to protect some of those lower back muscles. Stretching the front of your body here, and then look up over to one side. Bring your head back to center. Look up high and back towards the other side. Noticing some of those rotational trunk muscles are getting stretched. Some of the upper back and neck muscles are getting stretched. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's take the elbows wide and then take the hands one at a time on top of each other. Let the forehead rest on the back of the hands and then let the toenails touch the ground. Take a few breaths here down to your belly. So you have a whole set of muscles called the erector muscles, spinal erectors, that are attached to your pelvis, and then they go up the length of your spine and they attach at the back of the skull. These are very important muscles for posture and for spinal alignment, and then they lead towards healthy aging and fall and fracture prevention. So lift your head up, lengthen your neck, and put the forehead on top of the back of the hands. Take an exhale. As you inhale, push your nose like you're pushing a marble away. Push your arms into the ground and then lift your upper body up and let your gaze be forward, even if your eyes are closed, to let the base of your skull be moving back where those muscles are attached to the base of the skull. And then exhale to lower. Inhale, go slow, close your eyes. Want you to feel the back muscles contract to lift your head up. And then notice maybe that you feel the front of your body start to stretch. So the front body is tight, the back body is detoned. We want to strengthen the back and lengthen the front to correct posture, to maintain posture. And then one more. Warming up your spine, warming up your awareness to back bending, and then bring yourself down. Couple of breaths here. So let's move on to locust posture. Take your arms down alongside your body and then walk your feet so that your big toes touch. Let all the toenails touch the ground. Lengthen the back of the neck and let your forehead touch the ground. Arms are alongside your body. Exhale. As you inhale, push a marble away with your nose. So now your neck spine starts to bend. The back of your head starts to move up and back towards your pelvis. Peel your front torso off the floor and now lift your hands off the floor. Then let the legs float up and actually with muscular action, push them up towards the sky. Reach long with your toes, long with your fingers, long with your head. Close your eyes. Try to bend the back of your spine and try to push the back of the spine into itself. So bending the spine, lifting the legs, lifting the torso, lifting the arms. Arms could stay straight alongside your body, or you could clasp your hands if that's available to you, keeping your arms straight and your hands off your tushy. So if you clasp your hands and your elbows are bent and your hands are pressing into your buttocks, go back to straight arms alongside your body. Pull your arms away from you if you're clasped, or push your hands away from you if you're straight. Activate the legs, push them up towards the sky and lengthen them long. And then roll the legs in the socket so that the inner thighs roll up towards the sky. Soles of the feet point up towards the sky, not in towards each other. Push your chest forward. Open your chest, open your throat. And then feel the back of the spine pressing into itself. Slide those shoulder blades towards each other. Big breaths here. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and slowly lower your body all the way to the ground. Take one hand on top of the other. Elbows are out to the side. Lengthen the back of your neck and let the forehead rest on the back of your hands. Let your body relax here. Bring your breath to your belly. Take your legs, spread your legs, bend your knees, and let the legs gently flop side to side. So don't push them side to side. Let them flop. Let your hip joint relax. Let your low back relax. And then let your legs rest. Deep breaths to catch your breath, to slow down your heart rate, to bring in breath, bring in oxygen. So we're going to do this next movement, which is going to strengthen the upper back muscles, really important when it comes to posture. We're going to do this on our belly. Having the blanket underneath your pelvis is helpful. And then bring your hands alongside your body so that your elbows are in alignment with your shoulders and your hands are as far away from your body as your elbows are. So don't have your hands too close to your body. Push your hand away right above your elbows. Walk your feet so the big toes touch. Lengthen your spine and let your forehead touch the ground so that you free up your nose and your mouth for breath. Lift your arms off the floor, slide the shoulder blades towards each other, and push the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, let your arms go forward. Exhale, slide your elbows down towards your waist. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down towards your waist. You're going to feel your upper back muscles. There's going to be a burning sensation as you use those posture muscles. Keep your elbows at the same height as your hands. Try not to let it be that the elbows are higher than the hands. Exhale down. Inhale forward. 2 more. And then go ahead and come onto your side. Rest here on your side. Catch your breath. Feel the upper back. Using gravity to push against gravity to keep the upper back muscles nice and strong. Really important for posture. And, we use this word core. We think about the core just isolated in here in the belly. But the core is really the whole center midline of stability in your body. It's what's going to keep you nice and erect and upright and not falling. So a little bit more of a deeper core movement when we use the rest of our body, and especially up and down our spine. Let's go ahead and push ourselves up. Let's warm up our postural muscles or stretch our postural muscles. One of the best ways to sit when you do this is to put a block in between your ankles and to sit back on your block. If your body will let you do this. If not, you could sit in a chair, you could sit crisscross, whatever feels appropriate for you. This is a nice way to keep the postural muscles nice and stretched, whether it's before you do a practice or after you've done a practice to release tension in the muscles. Bring your hands alongside your body. Inhale, open. Keep the elbows alongside your body. This is a rotator cuff muscles. These are the muscles that mobilize the shoulder joint. Inhale to open. Exhale. Let one hand go on top one time and then the other time. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. And then bring yourself to the open position. And as if you were sliding along the side of the table, slide your hands away, slide your hands back. One more. And then bring yourself back. Take a rest for a second. Shoulders are forward, up, back, and they're down. So now we're doing the whole shoulder girdle when we go forward, up, back, and down. This is the shoulder blades, the clavicles, and the arm bones, taking the tension out of the upper body and the shoulder area. We're going to go back into the shoulder joint. Now going into the shoulder joint, and we're using the whole shoulder girdle muscles here as well. We're going to go to letter W and then back. So the elbows come into the waist, and then the elbows move away from you. Making a W. This is like a W here. Exhale to come back. Inhale to lengthen. And then one more. And then bring yourself back. Take a break. We're using upper back muscles, shoulder muscles. So that was a letter W. We're going to go into letter Y. Take your arms, unbend the elbows into the Y, and then come out slightly. Inhale. Exhale. Now look across the room to where the wall and the ceiling meets. This is going to put your head back. It's going to give you a little bit more freedom and range of motion to be in the back of your body, to not round in the shoulder joint area. You're going to feel the sensation of heat alongside the neck or down towards the middle of the back where the heart is, behind the heart. These are your erector muscle groups contracted, holding the weight of your head. As you've tilted your head up, it's actually tilted back as well. So the weight of your head has gone back here. You're going to feel that sensation, strengthening those muscles as well, working the shoulder joint. One more, and then bring yourself back. Bring yourself all the way back. Teeth together, inhale. As you exhale, let your chin go straight down to your chest. Strengthen the back muscles. Teeth together, inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest. You could close your eyes here and feel this. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring your hands, your 4 fingers, or your thumb and 3 fingers onto your shoulders. Inhale, arms are up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Let your chin go down to your chest. Let your elbows come forward and let your chin rise with your elbows up towards the sky. And then out towards the sides as far as you could go. And once the elbow starts to come down, the chin starts to come down. Inhale, up, out, back, and around. Inhale. Keep your eyes closed. Really circle the shoulders. Let the elbow do a big rotation. And then one more. And then bring yourself back. Shoulder rolls, shoulders are forward, up, back, and down. And then palms are up, elbows are underneath your shoulders. This is a nice relaxed position for the shoulder joint, a relaxed position for your posture. Close your eyes, let your awareness go into your body, noticing the work that you've done, noticing where you feel it, making sure it's appropriate. So in order to develop strength or length in your body, you want to do what's safe for your body. Go to your maximum capacity that you can. Today may be different than tomorrow. And as you get stronger, you build up, you could start to go a little farther and farther. Take one more breath. And then open your eyes. So we're going to do plank pose, and you choose whatever variation works for you. Plank can be done in a full variation. It could be done in a modification where your body, your pelvis comes forward. It could be done in the forearm modification or the forearm full version. Plank is a tremendous posture for strengthening the front body muscles. So your core and your support, choose what's appropriate for you. And then bring yourself onto all fours. So before we even begin, bring yourself onto all fours and let's take the foot back one at a time. Really push through the heel so you feel the calf stretch. Very important muscle, the calf. It's the second most important muscle to your heart. Your heart's number 1, and number 2 is the calf to the cardiovascular system. So these are the 2 main muscles of the cardiovascular system, of your heart's health. And then spread your fingers, choose if you're going to do straight arm or forearm plank. Then bring yourself up into whatever variation you're going to do. And then come into a wide variation if you're in the full version. Take your hands wide, take your feet wide. And then really push through your hands and push through your heels to push your weight back. Now activate your core Take an inhale. As you exhale, activate your core and pull your pubic bone up towards your lower ribs. Feel that core activation. You could have your eyes closed if you'd like, but I'd like your head to be held up. Don't let it hang. And then go ahead and bring your hands closer, more to the neutral position and your feet to body position. Take your hands wide, spread your fingers, push your fingers into the floor, not just the heel of the hands. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slide your hands back towards your feet and feel that deep activation of the front core, the front flexor muscles. Exhale inhale to release. Exhale, slide back. Inhale to release. Bring your awareness to your feet. Inhale. As you exhale, feel like you're pushing your feet up towards your hands. Exhale to release. Or inhale to release. Exhale to activate. Inhale to release. One more. Now push your hands and your feet to each other on the exhale. Inhale to release. One more. And then bring yourself down. Close your eyes. The accelerated heart rate means you're using a lot of muscles. Close your eyes, catch your breath. Deep breaths down to your pelvis. And then go ahead and open your eyes. So we're going to come down come into a side plank to strengthen the side body. So get your block. We're going to come to the left side first. So come onto all fours. It's a variation. It's a balancing half moon, actually. And then we're going to come to the left side. So slide your left foot off to the side. So this is my right foot, just to show you. You slide it off to the side. Your knee stays on the blanket. Slide the left foot off to the side. And then get your block and bring your block in front of you so you can push into it. Lift your right leg up and put your right big toe edge of the foot onto the floor and bring your hand on your waist. You need to turn your body weight forward. You could come up onto cupcake hands, like you're holding a frosted cupcake, come onto your fingertips here. Look down, you want your right foot to be alongside your left knee in alignment. If your foot is forward, if your body is forward, you won't be able to lift that leg up. And if you want to put the hand back down, put the hand back down. And then lift that right leg up. Try to have it the same height as your body. And then bring that right arm up in the sky. It's a balanced posture. It's a side body posture. We're strengthening the side body of that lifted leg. We are pressing into the hip capsule of the leg you are weight bearing on. Flex the foot that's in the air. Pull the toes towards you. Reach through the heel. Squeeze that glute of the leg lifted. Lengthen your heart and turn your heart forward. Even turning that right arm a little back so there's a little bit of up towards the sky movement. Balancing half moon, it's a balanced posture, it's a strength posture. It's much harder than it looks for most. This is a posture many people have trouble with. Pull your toes towards you, reach through your hands, squeeze that glute, lengthen that spine. Take one more breath. And then slowly bring yourself out. Feel the side neck working, side leg of the lifted leg, and the side of the leg that's on the ground. So this is a lateral or side body core and hip and spine. Let's come to the other side. Take your hands on the floor. Knees are underneath your pelvis. Spread your fingers. Now we're on the right side, so slide the right foot off to the side. Bring the block here so you can push away to bring the left foot onto the floor. And then bring your left hand onto your waist. Squeeze the left buttock as you lift that left leg up. Try to get that leg as high as your body. Now, if you look at it, it's going to throw off your balance, and you could practice to see at some point, can you do that? You could also do this near a wall where you're touching the wall, either with your body or with your hand. Come onto fingertips if your wrist is not happy. Squeeze that lifted leg, pull those toes towards you, reach through that heel, long arm in the air, long spine, and then rotate up towards the sky. Now you're balancing on the side of that hip joint that you're weight bearing on. You're strengthening your glute medius, your lateral chain muscles on that lifted leg, so important for hip health, for balance, for posture, for so many aspects, knee health, ankles, feet. Reach through the heel, squeeze that buttock, lengthen that spine, turn your heart up. And then you'll feel the neck, as the neck is having to balance here too as well. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bring yourself out. Rest here in between sides, or rest here after you've done this, both sides, this posture here. Close your eyes, catch your breath. And good, open your eyes. We're gonna come down onto the ground to finish the practice. Blanket at the top of the mat, have your block and your strap handy. Bring yourself onto your buttocks. Protecting your core, you could use your hands here. Tilt your pelvis back, keep your throat open, your chest lifted. Activate your core muscles as you slowly bring yourself down onto the ground. And then go ahead and grab your block. Take your block between your knees. We're gonna do the bridge pose today with the block. This is gonna activate that midline. May not get up as high when you have that there, but it's really great for the back of the body, for the core muscles, turning on the midline. Take the blanket away from the back of your head, and then press your arms into the ground, press your head into the ground to lift your rib cage up. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other, get more narrow across the top, lift the head again and lengthen the neck. When we come up in the bridge, we want to do a back bend, and we want the weight to come to the upper torso, not straight down into the head or neck. You need to bend your spine here. Walk your feet as close as you can get them to your body. Bend your arms using the upper arm bones. Push the upper arm bones into the floor. Feel how that activates and allows you to lift up or pop your chest up towards the sky, right where the heart is. Lift the head again, lengthen the neck, squeeze the block. Toes are forward and your feet are only block distance. Don't let them be wider. Tilt your pelvis back, inhale. As you exhale, squeeze your block, push your pelvis up towards the sky, push your arms into the sky, push your body up, bend your spine, and then inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze your block, tilt your pelvis back, push your arms in, bring your spine up, inhale to lower. On this next one, we're gonna come up and stay up. Push your feet into the floor, squeeze the block, squeeze your buttocks, and bring yourself up into bridge. Close your eyes. Use the arms to press into the ground so the upper chest lifts and bends. Squeeze the block. If you could clasp the hands, narrow yourself across the chest and keep your arms straight and keep your hands on the ground, you could try that. But if your arms stay bent and your upper body is resting on your arms, then go back to bent elbows. Squeeze the block, squeeze the tushy, bend your spine as much as you can. Push your shoulder blades forward to bend your spine. This is the back body, it's the back of the core for posture, for balance. Close your eyes, feel this in your body. Take one more breath. Squeeze the block, squeeze the buttocks. And then to come out, you're gonna slowly press the spine down onto the floor. Lift your heels up, squeeze your block. Tilt your pelvis back, really lengthen and stretch the spine all the way down. And then bring the blanket back underneath your head. Come into a fully outstretched position or bring your knees into your chest. Lengthen your body here. And then bend your knees. Draw your knees in or keep them in if you started that way. Rock side to side across the flattened lower back. And then just grab your strap. Take your strap on your legs. Just stretching the back of your body. Take tension out of the glutes, out of the lower back. Soles of the feet are up towards the sky. Walk your hands up closer to your feet. As you pull your legs back, stretching the low back, stretching the hamstrings, stretching the glutes. Just taking a little tension out of today's practice or of the need that you may have. This can be really nice. You can keep your knees slightly bent here, pulling the legs back. A couple more breaths here. And then go ahead and bring the strap off to the side, bringing yourself now into the posture of integration, letting everything that you practice sink into the tissues. Get yourself into a nice comfortable position. Spread your legs, let your arms go to the side. Stay connected to your breath. Follow the breath. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. And then bend your knees one at a time, and then draw one knee in, and then the other, rocking side to side. Come onto your side, and from here all the way up. Come into a crisscross leg position, or any position that feels good for you to close the practice today. Take your hands together and really push the hands strongly towards your heart to your hands. Close your eyes and let your awareness go to the back of your body, noticing, was today's practice appropriate? So we want to do the strongest work possible. We want to stay in the safe zone. Strong and safe, slow and steady wins the race. The race of staying strong and healthy as we age. Push your shoulders away from your ears, lengthen the back of the neck, tuck the chin down towards the chest. Let's close with a gentle humming sound. Exhale, inhale deeply. Hands to forehead, bowing forward in Namaste. Namaste. This practice had a lot of postural work in it, a lot of strengthening work, really important because we don't really think about the back body as often as we should. And if we come to the practice of yoga and we just start doing postures and we just start throwing ourselves into postures, really important to have the awareness of what's important to have activated so that you could be the most effective possible with any posture you're doing. When you learn this foundational component of posture in the way that we just did today and strengthening the lower body or strengthening the postural muscles the way we did, then you take that into all the other postures you do and off the mat into your life. So you're always working on keeping yourself strong, especially in your spine, in your core, for balance and fall prevention, and to keep you nice and tall so that you can look and feel really good in that process of, I'm not going to use the word aging, but getting along in this life. All right, ladies. Maybe some men are here too, but ladies, let me hear from you because that was definitely a different practice than I usually do. And I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. Oh, hi, Kathy. Great, Beth. Nice. Good, Carolyn. Yeah, a lot of posture work today. So, and Kathy, you were in class yesterday, right? I definitely did similar stuff to what I did in my Wednesday class because I haven't done a posture class like that in so long, and it was really great. So you get double of that. Good, Terry. That's really important stuff for us as well. All right. So for those of you that are in the community, Stronger Bones Lifestyle, I want to start more conversation around the Ask Me Anything we had on Tuesday, because now many people have had a chance that weren't able to make it to watch it so that they could hopefully respond to us as well. So go into the community today. I'm going to create a post and look for weekly challenges starting in September on Monday. And yeah, can't wait to have you join me. All right. Thank you.